So, good evening. Right now, before we start, let's adjust our mind and that we are here to listen so as to be free from just being a human being. Okay? And whilst we are here listening, the main purpose is that we are learning to become a really down-to-earth human being, not a superhuman being. What makes a human being super is if the person is down to earth. Okay? Thank you. So, so we should think like this, as not to be to attach to the idea of our body, our personality, our identity. Because all these things are given by others. And we somehow believed it to become real. So we need to understand this and go beyond accepting and believing what other people give us. Okay? So please repeat after me. May all sentient beings, including myself, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings, including myself, be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings, including myself, be inseparable from the happiness that is free from suffering. May all sentient beings, including myself, abide in equanimity, free from attachment, for friends, and attachment, attachment and hatred for enemies. May I awaken all beings. Okay. So today's continuation of the topic of mind training. So when we talk about mind training, we have to first understand about our own mind, how we have conditioned ourselves to believe how our mind is to be. But that is the best and the worst part. For example, I purposely made a change to the prayer just now that is called attachment to enemies. Did you realize that? Yeah. I made a change that's called attachment to enemy. Why? Because usually the enemy was our friend or the enemy was our loved one, or the enemy was somebody who has done something much better than me and can do something achieve something without much effort, much better than me, oneself. So the idea of an enemy is because it was introduced to our mind when we were young. Right? When we were young, all kids were the same. I don't know much in America here, but when I was young, we really had no idea about skin color. So because we had Indian friends, Malay friends, Chinese friends, Eurasian friends, and everybody just ran around the same. We didn't wear shoes. We just ran around to play. And I'm just speaking on my own personal experience. And so the idea of enemy was usually adults who have become cunning and shrewd because of their attachment to their past bad experience and bad encounters, and therefore in order to protect themselves, they become they become cunning and shrewd. And so they tell you, don't tell other people your house address, don't tell other people your phone number, don't tell other people your family problem, don't tell other people your story, don't tell many things. Don't believe what other people say. If anybody talk to you because they want to catch and sell you, they want to kidnap you. If you're naughty, the policeman will arrest you. I don't know whether parents say these things over here. See? Yeah. So it's all across the board. Right? And so I just want to say, was it really necessary? Maybe it's okay to explain, but don't threaten. Because the child received a threat, the child now understands, because we are old children, we understand that threats work. And so, to get it moving, get it working, threaten, so that don't need to put in so much effort. Because it takes more effort to explain, more effort to so many things. So the short way, fast way, scold, threaten, and maybe beat. Yeah. I think American people don't beat the children. Huh?
Some do.
Some do? Yeah. Yeah. I think it's kindness of parents. Only kind parents beat. Yeah, one of a kind. Yeah, one of a kind. Okay. So mind training, okay, so we talk about this idea of enemy is because we are attached to the idea that they are enemy. Make sense? And if you are so attached to the idea that he or she is your enemy, then you are the same as the enemy. You didn't become greater. You didn't become greater than your enemy. you are same as your enemy. Same class, same level, mental, spiritual level of your enemy. Right? If you think, reflect, you put yourself in your enemy's shoes. If you had the same family background as your enemy, okay, same education, same difficult situation, same many things, same parents, same siblings, same conditioning, you probably behave or acted in the same way as your enemy, right? Right? Because most of us are reactionaries. And how do we do that? We say, I won't tell you, I'll keep you in suspense. When the time comes, I'll tell you. Sounds familiar?
Yes.
Yeah. Sounds familiar? Right? Many people do that. I just heard that today. Yeah. Last night. But I heard it today. Okay? So, it becomes to do something, to achieve something, always there is a threat. Okay? And we think, we reflect. If I still become upset with my enemy, then I'm same as my enemy. I said in the library, you take half a cup and show it up again. Somebody was saying, "Oh, maybe this is a half cup full or half empty or half full." I said, "No, it's if you keep holding the same thing, even you hold nothing and raise your hand up, you get cramp, isn't it?" Right? So what is happening to us? We are doing so many things the way that we created them. We are trying to solve so many problems the same way as we created them. How to solve the problem? How to grow beyond that? It's impossible. Right? First you fight with your friend and you become enemy. And because you want to solve the problem with your enemy, you continue fighting with your enemy so that the enemy will give in to you. Does that work? Would that work?
No.
But people do that, isn't it? Countries do that, isn't it? I quarrel with you, and now you do not in good terms, but then you want to be friend or want that person to listen to you, and then you threaten with lots of military power, threaten with lots of this and that. Does it work? Will it work? Okay, it wouldn't. Maybe it will. Short term, it works. Short term, you win. Long term, I don't feel so. You may lose at that time. Long term, I take example here of my own observation and my own reading. Correct or not is my own perception. And this may not be a reality, please. I want to use the situation of Native American and white invaders. Okay? So, white people come over, and then what happened? They killed many Native Americans. So at that time, who lost? Who lost? The native lost. Many died. Right? Yeah. But now, Who is supporting the native? The descendants of the people who won. Now they start to wake up the idea. They say, oh, what our ancestors did wrong. Right? Around the world, we start to think, oh, that what they did is wrong. So what is the support? Where is the support going to now? Going to where it is fair and what people say is just. Right? So, in the short term, if we see everything to have, we see everything to settle in one lifetime, very frankly speaking, many things are beyond us, just us alone. Especially if people cannot unite. Right? If people don't have the same heart, we don't say different groups or different nations or different groups of people. Different siblings of the same family without the same heart and same mind, they fight for the parents. What do you say when the parents pass away, these things? Huh? Inheritance. Across all race, all beyond religion, beyond races, people are generally greedy. Right? Because of the greed and what is the real cause of the greed? It may be, we see greed, we get up. We see people are greedy. And so we cannot have compassion for greedy people. How do we go beyond and to accept is to think about it is purely because they are ignorant. Purely because of ignorance. Ignorant of what? Ignorant of themselves, ignorant of cause and effect, ignorant of when they are going to die, and ignorant of what's going to happen. There's many things that we don't know, okay? And thus it has become a syndrome which I created this new label. Mental designated a new label, okay? As a symptom and syndrome of today's world. You know what's that? I call it the supermarket syndrome. Can you tell me what's going to happen to all the unsold food? Garbage, right? Before they spoil, shouldn't they be given to soup kitchens?
Yeah. Some do. Wegmans does.
No, some do. Most?
Drawerless.
You understand what I'm saying now? You see? So, and also, if we look very clearly, it's not that the supermarket would not have things, but because of our insecurity, we start buying many things. How many pots and pans do we have at home?
A lot.
A lot. Right? How many dishes, what do you call this? Cutlery, plates. How many do we have?
A lot.
Do you eat at home every day?
No.
Do you understand what I'm saying? This is due to insecurity, and right now is called advertisement. Telling you you are not good enough if you don't have this. Some very ridiculous looking advertisements. I don't mention brand. Okay? Some people, they wear the clothes and they make up look like drug addicts. Okay, and they like lying on the leaves, and they think they look cool. And I look at this thing. What's nice? What is this trying to tell me? If dress like this, act like this, it's cool? Is it cool to be like this? Right? But whether it is cool or not, all forms of advertisement are indeed affecting us. If it affects you, I can change the word, use the word affect, right? A-F-F-E-C, affect you. I can also say, let's change the word to call pollute you. Right? Let me give you one very good example. Pollution of myself. Okay? This is a true story. I spent, I think, close to $1,000 on something that I wanted to achieve so much. What is that? Totally meaningful for me, but meaningless to many people. That is the wok. You know a wok? The Chinese fry everything on a wok, right? So I had a wok, which was a traditional cast, you pronounce cast iron wok, cast iron wok, cast. So the beautiful thing about the cast iron wok is that people don't get iron deficiency eating from it. There's no iron deficiency if you use it to cook. Okay, just to throw it off course and talk about iron deficiency in people. People in Cambodia and Laos, you call Laos, okay, it's Lao. Okay, so they have iron deficiency. So because of people are poor, and some kind people came up with the idea to make iron fish. You know? I think maybe some of you watch on the internet. I watch. And so whatever they are cooking, they just put this iron fish inside. So it's a shape of a fish, cast iron fish. And then put it inside, so they cook. And then after that, you just pick it up and wash and dry it. So the people don't have iron deficiency. So now let's go back to the wok story. The wok that I had cost me only $25. A traditional Chinese cast iron wok. Very heavy, very well seasoned. I can cook anything in it. It doesn't give me any problem. Okay, it is because of it's very well seasoned. It is non-stick. Okay, then came Western ideology. Teflon coated cast iron wok. Then I decided. Then after that, the many failures. Okay, it scratched, it this and that, and then everybody said it's not good, it's poisonous, you get cancer, you get this, you get that, so dunk it. And it changed to another kind and another kind, so came out one wok, right? Because of, I'm also curious, and I also say, okay, then maybe let's try this wok. The most expensive wok at that time for me. There are many other expensive woks because they are imported from, I think, Europe or America. It was a $500 wok, okay? But because on a discount it was 300 something, so I thought, okay, maybe this wok I'll use for the rest of my life. It didn't last 3 months. It didn't, I think, now that I come to America and I experience the stove top that is with no flame,
Oh,
electric ceramic top. I think if those wok on the ceramic is no problem. An Asian style of cooking where the fire is like a maybe 100 Bunsen flames, Bunsen burner. I think that wok expired very quickly. and after using it for some time, I didn't dare to use it because it started to turn color. The color was beginning to change inside out. Huh? Yeah. And when I'm heating the wok, it had some chemical smell. And then we cook, and then because I'm sensitive to this smell, and then after that I decided, gosh, I think some chemicals leaking into the food, right? So after all that money I spent on wok, I think about $1,000 through the years. I'm not joking, right? Totally fun. And with a spirit of adventure, I wasted $1,000 through the years, but I now stick back to the traditional cast iron wok. Yeah, it's still $25. Still $25. So I don't understand. I come to America and they say a cast iron frying pan and it costs a bomb. Right? The cast iron frying pan in America, it's like unbelievably expensive. But in my place, cast iron woks, very, very affordable. Very, very affordable. So, so this is, to me, spirit of adventure, and then you dare to try, and you so that there's I never will fall into the trap of some people telling me this is better than what you have and stuff like that. So advertising, to me, it's pollution. It's pollution, right? Spray this fragrance and makes you feel cool. So spray the fragrance and not bathe. Yeah, I had so I think some of you know Stephanie, right? Mm-hmm. Right, French lady. So I asked her straight in the face, French people don't like to bathe, they like to spray perfume. And she gave me a funny look. She said, you can ask her what she said to me. She's coming soon. You ask her what she said to me. Right? So, I was confused. What is eau de toilette and what is parfum or something like that? I asked this. Same bottle, different spelling. So, conclusion, one is toilet water and one is perfume. It's not true? No? So anyway. So this was what people tell me because I don't understand. I ask them, what is this? So what is this and what is that? So it's... Pardon my ignorance. I'm ignorant. You see? So, meaning of mind training. Why do I want to talk about these simple, seemingly meaningless things? Is that these are the simple things that will actually screw our souls in and out. Very frankly speaking, who cares about how many kinds of emptiness? Right? Does it matter to you in day to day? No. It wouldn't. But what would affect you day to day? Your cooking stove top, whether you have hot water, whether you have electricity, whether you have clean city water, you call it city water, right? Where I stay, last year the water has has lots of minerals. Yeah. This year the water also has a lot of minerals, different color. Last year white, this year yellow. Yeah. And and people are putting bleach into the water that I'm drinking. Yeah. So the water looks clean. Right? So I'm thinking, today people have electricity, city water, and very important one thing, sewage and sanitation facility. Right?
That is important.
That is very important. Yes. Who's going to throw your rubbish and who's going to clear your poop? Right? But these things we totally take for granted. Totally. Do you appreciate your toilet?
Yep.
Most don't. That's why they mess public toilets up. That's why they mess everywhere up. Okay? So, maybe, actually I want to talk about other things, but maybe I want to open to more like a sharing session. Maybe, do you have any questions? Then we can discuss about mind training. What are your doubts? And what are the things that you have in your mind? It's okay. Please ask.
I have a question about what do you think if Buddhists are deliberately irritating a person because they think they're doing them a favor by irritating them so they can get beyond their irritation? Is this skillful means or is this a type of bullying?
They can get what?
If there's Buddhists who tries to irritate another person
Yes.
deliberately.
Deliberately.
And their intention is they think they're irritating another person so that they can learn how not to be irritated. Would they be considered to be bullies, or would they be considered to be practicing skillful means?
People who irritate others deliberately, are they skillful? Is it skillful or are they bullies? If it's done by ordinary people, I would say 200% bullying. But if it's done to you by your own guru, then you have to really reflect. Why is your guru only doing this aspect to you? So really it's totally different. Many people like to use skillful means as a justification for many things. They're beyond their spiritual capability. Beyond the spiritual capability. So, that is actually a very nice question, but if you face this person who seemingly bullying you and then says that like a skillful means, then I think it's fair to ask, what is the skillful mean to? What are the other skillful means you can use other than bullying, other than irritating me? You see, if one has become aware that, oh, this person seems to be doing something to be irritating me, it is fair to ask. It is fair to ask, why are you doing this? Please explain to me so that you may enlighten me.
I have a I guess, question about your own practice and your understanding of Buddhism. So the sutras is a very vast literature. If you could just keep one line and drop everything else, what would you pick? One line from Buddhist thought, Buddhist teachings, and drop everything else.
Drop everything else.
Drop everything else.
Just one line.
Just one line.
You are your creator of everything. That would encompass renunciation and emptiness and cause and effect and Theravada and Mahayana. So this is my one line.
Can you repeat that?
You are your creator of everything. You understand? Do you
I mean,
understand?
I understand the line maybe at a superficial level, but I'm interested in why you think it's very fundamental to Buddhism.
Because we Buddhists totally reject the idea of a creator God. We reject. If there is a creator God, then why even bother to practice law of cause and effect, law of which maybe some English say law of causality, then why even bother about the practicing this? Since there's a creator, then just live my life like an animal and be a wild person. And God takes care of everything. Creator will take care of everything. I can do drugs, I can kill anybody, I can do everything because God, I am God's creation. Therefore, I am sacred. And because I am sacred, and other people may not be so sacred as I do, so I can do whatever I want. Or maybe God intended it for it to happen. So Buddhists don't accept that. Direct refutation of Creator God. Next, Buddhists have in common to Asian, to Hindu, cause and effect. But Hindu have cause and effect, but their philosophy says there is Creator God. So this is a contradiction. If you have a Creator God, and then you have a cause and effect, so which is more powerful? Creator God or cause and effect? Do you understand? My pronunciation is correct or not? Effect. Right? So Hindu have Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, main three. Right? Creator, preserver, destroyer. And then the whole myriad of all the other gods. So there's a creator. So if there's a creator, then what's the purpose of doing practice? But Hindu, our sister religion, asserts that we must practice cause and effect, and there is a creator God. Buddhist, totally refutation of that. Not accept. For that, myself also not accept. I respect people and everything, but in terms of the deeper reflection and understanding, cannot accept. What is for example, if Creator make all the same, why a woman in Asia or since ancient time always second class? I cannot accept. Personally, this I cannot accept. Buddhism, same, totally same. Man, woman, same. Okay? Man and woman are same. In terms of the merit as a woman may be less, according to the sutra system, but in the tantric system, women have a greater potential for wisdom and awakening. Okay? So, then we talk about, so, cause and effect. Because of cause and effect, we understand that everything can be created. If everything can be created, that means nothing is real. Nothing is solid and nothing is permanent. Or maybe, sorry, permanent. I forgot the R. If nothing is permanent, what's there to hold on? If there's nothing to hold on, then we can renounce the attachment to all these things. Thus, the three principles of the path, you renounce, not just renounce to self-attachment. Many people thinking, I'm renouncing because I don't want suffering. But that is also very shallow-minded. Reality renunciation, because there is, why we so attached to a balloon? Because you know, balloon after some time naturally become smaller, right? Right? If you don't disturb, you put there, even if it's floating, after a while it sinks. If it's a fully blown balloon, then after a while, I think the air escape and become soft. So you don't have 100% full attachment and belief that they are real. Similarly, I'm just using a balloon as a, how would you say English? Object. Object to say that everything is empty. Thus, the renunciation should be the renunciation of the attachment that everything is real. And from renunciation, it comes on to the self. Renunciation links, sort of have a dotted line linking to ourself. What then is myself? My body given by my parents, right? My education given by school, right? My friends, my understanding of things given by friends or family or experience, right? My clothes made by others, right? My food comes from other people's farming or death of other beings, right? My money is a belief system that it has value, right? Actually, what value is money? Money is really just paper, right? So what else is really about you, about us? If I have some skill, the skill is because other people accept it as a skill, right? If I have some capability and people recognize, it's called skill. If I have some capability and other people don't accept it as a skill, they say it's a waste of time. For example, let's say family and parents really enjoy classical music. I think everybody now say classical music, you think of Western classical music, right? So let's just use Western classical music. Then comes one son. In the teenage years, totally become hard rock jamming. So, hard rock jamming, the electric guitar and everything makes noise or not? Or make music? Make noise or make music?
Depends on who you ask.
Yes. You see, it can be noise to some, it can be music to some. For those people who appreciate, then that hard rock jamming becomes, even if it's practice, they say it's cool, man, that's the way to go, and this and that, right? So those who support say it's good. Those who say it's, to me, I think electric guitar hard rock jamming sounds like a motorbike ramming. Do you understand what I'm saying? So this part of renunciation really again links to the emptiness of phenomena. So why do I say this one line about, I don't know how I said it just now. Right? You are the creator of, you are your creator of your everything. Including the idea of awakening, becoming a Buddha. And if we accept as that is the idea, then I feel really it's very, very important that one must treasure sentient beings. The idea of people want to become Buddha, idea of people to become Buddha, some people say because they can become worship like a god, to have enjoyment. Somebody did tell me, say, oh, confession, I'm sorry, I pray to really want to become a Buddha, a Rinpoche, because a Rinpoche's life seems like it's very nice. So the motivation to pray to become a Rinpoche, to study Dharma and this and that, so that they can have a good life. And whatever their idea or their thing should be, it doesn't matter for me. So you are the creator of your world and everything. Maybe if you say one line like that. You understand?
Good answer, thank you.
Just one.
Did you on the end?
Oh yeah, it's resetting.
Oh, okay.
We just tried to reset it. I think, hey Tree, it takes a couple minutes to kick on.
What? Oh,
We
yeah,
just
yeah.
tried to reset the AC.
So
It takes a couple minutes to kick back on.
We'll just turn it up. Turn it up.
I turned it down to 68.
Okay, yeah. So
Okay,
go
it'll
back.
click on.
Yes, please.
One comment and one question. You said about Hinduism that there are three deities, Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva. But that is the lower aspect of Hinduism. The higher aspect, which is the Advaita Vedanta, basically denies any creator God. And the ultimate statement of the Vedanta, which is very similar to Buddhist philosophy, is that ultimately the says Aham Brahmasmi, that I am God. Yes, that is the ultimate statement of the Vedanta. So that aspect, the higher aspect, it denies all the lower aspect, because the lower aspect is for people who cannot, who want concrete. They cannot think in abstract. But as you go higher, if you think in abstract, then those things go away. So that was the comment. And my question is this, about mind training. How do you deal with a person or group of persons who has become very abusive, very violent, very uncontrollable? How to deal with use the mind training? How to handle such people, or maybe my at place of work, somebody who is behaving very nastily with me, threatening me, is how to develop equanimity.
Your question, you first about your comment. Lower aspect of Hinduism, that there is the form of deities. Higher aspect of Hinduism, that is I am God.
That I have created everything.
Hmm?
I have created everything.
You have created everything.
Yes.
Yeah. So you have also created your own ego. And that is the basis of suffering, dukkha. With your question about dealing with difficult people, why do you have to deal with them? It's your job. Okay, then different if it's your job. But Are you choosing to deal with them because you are righteous? What is your attitude of dealing with them? Hard on? Challenge? Competition? Friendly? Support? What? When people are very unfriendly and this and that, it's because of fear. Maybe they fear you take away their job. Maybe because in terms of your skill, you're much better than them. So before you come, they had an easier life. After you come, suddenly the mechanics and the chemistry of things have changed. But that is the reality of life. So how to deal with them? First is our mindset. Why do I have to deal with them? Why can't I deal with myself? It's the same as I say, do you walk barefoot wherever you go because you want your feet to be clean? And you sweep the floor and mop the floor wherever you go and walk barefoot, or do you wear shoes? So the main thing is how we want to deal with ourselves. Maybe in the condition where it's very easy to get food poisoning because unhygienic water condition is not very clean, or there's a lot of dust and situation like that. We have to take with understanding, take the necessary precautionary actions so as not to get food poisoning or diarrhea. Don't eat street side food that is, you see, with many flies. Like for example, when I'm in India, everybody tell me, when you are in India you get severely sick. I stayed in India and I never got sick. You can ask them, but I go back home, I get sick. Right? Right? You ask my student, they know. I'm in India, I'm very happy. I buy the food from the roadside, I eat, I drink, and everybody thinks, which is so unwise and this and that. Of course they don't understand. I know how to see things beyond them. Right? Why eat cold food? You can drink roadside tea, it's okay, as long as boiling. Similarly, if you are in a situation of toxic people or difficult people, don't be toxic yourself. Right? A gun is only very dangerous when you become the target. Right? Don't become the target. Do you understand what I'm saying? Right? Don't be the target. Don't make yourself into a target. Huh? Become Walmart. She says, don't become target, be Walmart. Sounds funny, but it's true. Right? Yeah. Or Wegmans. For that matter. Yeah, I'm just saying. Yeah. I learned this term from Babette. I'm just saying. Yeah. Who is tired?
Babette just got it. She
I
just
got
your
the
Target
joke a
and
little bit
Walmart.
late.
What joke? Walmart. I see. Yeah, don't be targeting me, Walmart. I see. Right. Any other questions? Do you understand? I hope.
But if somebody is attacking you physically,
Attacking you physically?
yes, then do you have, according to the Buddhist precept of ahimsa, yes, should you just let this person or persons attack you,
No.
or we should defend ourselves?
Yes.
Very nice question. There is no definitive answer for this, depending on the level of the practitioner. Okay? I'm not supposed to say this, but I want to say this. In the monk's vows, those in the hermit monks, when there's a danger for them to break their vows because of this and that, no, so to preserve their vows, they kill themselves, so as to maintain a lifelong of purity.
I saw on a show one time, someone asked that question of His Holiness, the Dalai Lama, a very similar question to that. And he held up his hands and he said, sometimes you just have to defend yourself.
Mm.
Yeah.
Sometimes
And?
you just have to defend yourself.
You're supposed to help all sentient beings,
Mhm.
all mother sentient beings, which includes yourself.
Mhm.
So you need to protect yourself.
You need to protect yourself. And so you say, protect yourself.
Well, I think you should protect yourself. I think what's important is intention. And you should protect yourself with the intention of not harming others, but with the goal of staying alive or securing your own safety for the benefit of other people, right? I think really the problem comes about when your intention is to inflict harm rather than just to merely to protect yourself.
I want to share this because it seems relevant, but Ethan was always in a white school, rural country school. He's the only minority. And he got bullied a lot, and I didn't think he looked Asian, but he got a lot of the chink, jab. You know, nobody would sit with him at lunch. He ate by himself. Nobody wanted to be with the Asian kid. And one big kid, about a foot taller than him, decided he wanted to fight Ethan on a running track. The teachers would send him on a track to do laps and come down supervised. And the one kid did this to him and said, "Come on, China boy, you want to take me on?" So Ethan, the kid had a facial deformity. So Ethan put his, and said, "You want to go there with me? You want to go there with me?" And the kid went to swing at Ethan. And Ethan took him in a wrist hold, put him down to the ground, locked his elbow, put his knee in his shoulder, and the kid looked up and said, "Dang." And he got up, and Ethan let him up, and the kid ran away and thought twice. I might not want to mess with this little Asian kid. Ethan became that kid's friend. Ethan went to him and said, they talked it out. He said, "I shouldn't have made that face to you," because he had a facial deformity. And he realized this kid was just afraid and angry and a bully because he was bullied. But he made it so he found humor in it too. He defended himself. He didn't make it so he wanted to fight him, but he kept the kid from hitting him. And even after that, he went back and apologized and found common ground and said, "Listen, I was just defending myself because I didn't want to get hit, but I should never have put my tongue in my cheek to mock you." You know, so, and then later on, they became friends. So sometimes you have to find some humor or something, common ground, or I don't know. It's a gift. I don't know how you do it, but it's doable.
I'm just saying, for us, it's a strict defense of life policy, to defend ourselves, defend our partner, to stop the behavior. As soon as the person stops, we stop, and to control them. So if they're going and doing this stuff, and we stop them, and we take their gun away, and we handcuff or take them down. That's it. The behavior stops and we deal with it. So you don't do it for malice, you do it to protect your life, your partner's life, or the innocent's life who happens to be staying right there. But it's not done for malice, it's just to stop the behavior and that's it.
But the question is, how do the Buddhists deal with the situation? Not ordinary people like us, but as you said, a monk. What would be the
Actually, monk also ordinary person. Monk or nun, take the vows, change their clothes, renounce worldly life, but they're still ordinary person. Doesn't mean monk, nun means they're angel, I'm also very direct to tell you. A monk or nun who still has a strong sense of personal identity is still screwed up.
But is your question what is the best way to behave as a human being?
Yeah, as a Buddhist, I subscribe to the ahimsa. So
Ahimsa. What's ahimsa? People don't understand. Only I know.
non-violence.
Yeah.
Non-violence. And
So as a Buddhist, you subscribe to ahimsa, and nobody in this room knows what on earth is ahimsa. What kind of Buddhist are you?
no, I'm just
I'm just turn it around and ask you now.
but I'm not a Buddhist.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. What if you are a Buddhist and you are asking the question? So if you are Hindu and as a Buddhist you are subscribed to this, and so are you making a mockery of challenging the Buddhist? So what I'm doing is this: as a Buddhist, if somebody is threatening me, I make a mockery and I laugh. Is it maybe a mockery? Wrong word. I make a humor and laugh. My teacher asked me one question. If you are attacked by a wild animal that really wants to eat you, what would you do?
Save yourself. Defend yourself.
No, this is a real question because in Nepal or on this, in the Himalayan region, I was scared shit when I saw the Himalayan wildcat. The Himalayan wildcat, I think like tiger, snow cat, I think bigger than Mike Scully's cat. I've not seen your cat in real. You need to bring your cat here. Attend teaching with your cat. But please chain the cat up.
So what's the answer? To
What did you do?
What did you do? When
You want to know my
you're
answer?
attacked?
Yes.
I said, first, again depend on person. For the being who is really able to sacrifice at that moment and give beyond the attachment of their life, if they want to give their body up for the animal to eat, so as not to suffer, his choice, his freedom. That is generosity of giving body. Perfection of generosity in the Bodhisattva path. But ordinary beings, like me, who is scared shit, right? And I take the vow not to kill with intention. At that moment, I probably have the intention. For example, I explain to you what is with intention. One wildcat suddenly pounce on you and go, and then what do? Immediately the four things appear, right? Object, wildcat. Intent, kill. Third, action to do it. Fourth, the cat dies. So to fully break a vow of killing, you need these four things. Object, intent, action, deed done. Right? And so, if the wildcat come and comes grab me and bite and everything, and I think the time, if I fight to stay alive, but the cat dies, do I break the vow? No, but people judge me by my actions. They said I killed the cat.
It wasn't your intention.
Intention is to save myself. Action, thought, deed done. Right? So, as a Buddhist, think deeper beyond action. Mind. And in reality, if somebody comes comes attacking you, it is important that you must learn some martial arts to exercise and everything, to defend, okay, not to kill. Like what you say, have a counteractive action to break that harmful action, that's it. But still be gentle. What is a real gentle is not to be passive aggressive. There are many people who are very gentle but are passive aggressive. So even though they may be seeming very calm, very gentle, very this, but inside mind is a great suffering. Seems to be very peace, but emanating anger or some very complex energy. So when it comes to that, then I would say, maybe we don't say as a Buddhist, I'll say as myself, okay? If somebody comes attacking, then of course I will do something to break that action. That's it. But I know my strength. I have to hold back. If fully learn and master some arts like Tai Chi and things like that, then very easy that person dies. The person will die because of injury. So, but the thing is, you just want to stop the act, then no problem. So, like what His Holiness says, sometimes you just got to defend yourself. A really fair statement. Yeah? So what else?
Well, when you brought up the question about people being nasty at work, I think the first thing I thought about is I've heard you say in other teachings, and it kind of just translates to what you're saying now too, the importance of having like a good attitude. And I was just wondering, I mean, just from observing people who I think are good-natured, they don't seem to have many enemies at all. And I was just wondering if you could explain what you think good-natured people are like.
Good-natured people, to me, I think everybody has a different answer. Maybe there's even a textbook answer of a good-natured person, good-natured people. Maybe in here, automatically, I feel very good-natured person. Chief Lazu. At his age, at his life experience, he may have seen a lot, gone through a lot, and he's able to, what I call, and what I personally also want to cultivate and am cultivating, is to be grounded. If we are able to be grounded, to ground ourselves, we'll be good-natured people. Don't fly too high into the sky. The higher you are, the bird build, the higher the nest, the nastier the fall, the nest on the ground.
But they don't get offended easily, right? They're not really...
I think those who take offense choose to be offended.
Yeah.
I feel. It's like if you, frankly speaking, we go to school and the kids make funny faces or make many different hand mudras at you. But I can choose to see it as hand mudra, right? The hand signs, the hand mudras, or I can understand their motive of showing their hand signs and hand mudras. Right? For example, I show you one hand mudra. Okay, in our prayer, there really is one hand mudra like this. There really is a hand mudra like this, and there's hand mudra like this. Okay, but some people immediately thinking, oh, the Lama Rinpoche is showing middle finger, or doing this. You know, there's even this different hand mudra of hand mudra of Vairocana. So hand is like this, and they say, oh, this is a bad sign. Okay, this is a bad sign. And I'm thinking, really, mind is themselves. The mind and what they believe and what they take offense and this and that is at themselves. Okay, so one is good natured, open-mindedness, accepting nature, acceptance, open-mindedness, grounded, right? And be adventurous. Don't forget to be adventurous. Go out and see, and then mind come, oh, I see, that's the way. So that is what I feel that's maybe what we call my personal explanation of good nature, to be grounded. Yes?
So on Tuesday you described your Buddhism as an adventure or as a journey. And what has been the most difficult aspect of that journey for you? What has been most challenging for you to accept as a Buddhist?
Self-deception and depression. That is my own personal. Don't deceive myself. Don't cheat yourself. If you are not there, you are not there. What they call the depression is giving up. Little bit. Oh, I'm no good. Oh, this I am that. Depression mind is based on not realizing or not choosing, maybe no capability to choose or not to realize that I is not I myself, or identity. Self-identity is not real. And thus everybody's self-identity is different, everybody's self this and that is, and then therefore they don't get what they want and don't get what they wish, and thus they become depressed. So my personal journey, self-deception and depression. English is correct? Self-deception?
Yeah.
That's my answer.
Good.
If I'm not there, I'm not there.
But your journey has taken you out of depression as well. Is that correct to say?
Prevention of depression. You see, once you are injured, it takes a lot to recover. So prevent yourself from getting injured. You understand? So many people, they say, oh, this, then they get into depression. Then once they're depressed, then once a person chooses to become depressed, or they believe that they are depressed, the problem with many things is, sometimes it's not depression. Whose life don't have depression? Sometimes it's a phase when we need to work things out within ourselves. But if you see somebody and somebody labels you, oh, you are a depressive person and you have depression, then it sticks with the person who is suffering from mental suffering. At that time, then somehow the person who labels and say, created the cause for that person to believe that the whole life they are depressed. So I wouldn't say that Buddhism made me out of depression. I would say Buddhism prevent me from falling into depression.
So So can I say that mind training is also one of the ways to prevent yourself from being injured and being depression?
Mind training is one of way to prevent yourself from being injured.
Because when
Yes, mind training. Yes, if you practice mind training, you won't be sparring with other people, or you spar with other people. Mind spar, physical sparring, or no, or what do you call? Please translate. 要造很多计划很多。We do scheming. You see, not to become a scheming person. Scheming, you know scheming?
Yeah.
Yes, I think English word scheming. Yes.
So, if somebody accuses you of being a bad person or a bad friend, and you don't even respond or say anything, is that a practice of mind training?
No. If somebody accuses you, your mind training is not to receive the accusation. Different, yeah? Do not receive the accusation if you are innocent. But the mind training part is to understand why people accuse you. Maybe you have done something that easily have become the target of people's shifting the blame to you, or you are doing something. For example, let's just take an example. If somebody walk and always have this habit, this person may not be a thief, but maybe how to say, got harmed before, and so when walk or do something, always do something then. And then something really got stolen, but because this person always doing this kind of action, will this person get blamed?
Yeah.
It's just simple things and that. So easy to say, very easy to say, oh, got accused, and then after that your mind goes up and down and up. That's called sentient being. What does sentient being mean? Sentimental, going up and down. Okay? Your emotion up, down, up, down, up, down. So then, understanding is, we ourselves have to reflect on our habit, past habit. Okay? I'm choosing the word we ourselves have to reflect on ourselves. We ourselves have to become aware of our habits. Okay? Or another example, if somebody really likes smoking, one day police come and raid the house and they say, we suspect there are drugs. Maybe no drugs, but there's somebody smoking. Will the police go and find the person who got lots of cigarettes, his belongings? Would it be? Because maybe that person always smoking. Maybe he's the one smoking drugs. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, if you are accused, yourself, mind, not receive the accusation, so your mind is calm. Your mind, number 2, reflect. Why other people accuse me? Point number 3, how we can try to improve the situation. And point number 4, important is, when the appropriate time is there, one must use the condition, or how to say, condition and time to clarify. Okay? I give you one personal experience. You want to know?
Yes.
You want to know? for many years, I too have many people who, those who love me a lot, those who doubt me a lot. Why? Because I had my reincarnation Tugu recognition letter lost. So there was no official letter to prove of my so-called reincarnate status. After many years, maybe almost 20 years, my guru reissued the letter to me. And my guru could have very easily reissued the letter once it was lost, because it was not my fault that it was lost. Somebody else misplaced it, and that's because it was misplaced. Many people who wanted to read that letter and then later on accused me of making myself self-promotion of myself as a reincarnate status or a lama. So some people called me Nga Lama, fake Lama. And it went on for 20 years. 20 years is a long time or not? Okay? So would you say I suffered for humiliation for 20 years?
No.
Huh?
No.
Would you say I suffered humiliation for 20 years? Depends. If you accepted it, you would suffer. You know what? I did hand mudras at those people. In my mind. I did hand mudras. And I said, I listened to my guru. If my guru say, hand mudra them, and you just do whatever I ask you to do and not listen to them, it went on for 20 years. 20 years, my guru reissued that letter, which is, in their tradition, is like a impossible thing to reissue a Tugu recognition letter. But once I got the Tugu recognition letter, I didn't go around showing the whole world the people who did this. All I did was, on my own page, I just posted it up. That's it. Right? So humiliation and suffering also depends on whether you receive it or not. You want to receive it or not. You understand? Right? So the practical aspects, if we really take the text, okay, and read, even though many of them are written in a scholarly manner, the real meaning is how to be a grounded human being. My guru and me have a discussion, and I use the term which my guru loved. I said, food cannot be grown if it's not grounded on the ground. Right? Even right now you can grow hydroponics or anything, still you need water element and earth element. You need those little clay pebbles. Right? So to grow, we have to be grounded. To go sky high, we have to go deep. That's it. That is mind training. Do you understand? Any other questions? May I know what's the time now?
Yeah, it's 8:45.
8:45. Long teaching today. Maybe very boring for you.
No.
Huh? So any other question? Anything that you face in your daily life? Right? So if you face the situation where you do not So what is mind training? What is one of the fundamental aspects of mind training in my own personal experience is also this. Give yourself a chance. And give yourself another chance. And another chance. And another chance. And another chance. Because the moment you reject others, you're not giving. It's not that you're not giving other people a chance. You're not giving yourself the chance. What do you say? Your chance. And give yourself a chance. Right? That's how you pray. Yeah.
Good question. So we're saying that we take these outdoor balls, we go all the way out to help other beings. But there's also a saying to say not to mess with other people's karmic lessons. So how do we balance between this?
Helping other beings and messing other people's karmic lesson is big, big difference. I would say, I would use this example. Helping other beings mean telling them, say, you've got some serious issue with your health, please go see a doctor. Karmic lesson means they have to go see the doctor, and maybe if they need an operation, they need to go operation. You are not the one to go do the operation for people. You understand? Chinese translation, 点醒人，愿他悟醒。Right? Touch, tap to awaken the person. But the person is the one who will be awakened, him or herself. Make sense? Person sleeping, hey, wake up, wake up. The person don't want to wake up. Karmic lesson, he go to school late. Don't mess with the karmic lesson. Let him or her go to school late, arrive in school late. Let that person face the music, then go wake up. Now do you understand? Be wise to not challenge the cloth. Cloth?
Yeah.
Yeah. Be wise to not challenge the cloth. Don't understand, yeah? So sometimes I say crazy things like that. You want to know why?
Yes.
Name me the strongest man you know on earth. Or you think he is the strongest man on earth. Physically strong.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Okay, so now you have Arnold Schwarzenegger in your mind, okay? Okay. It's very good. Now I give Arnold Schwarzenegger this rope now. Can he pull and shred it to pieces?
Probably.
No, like this, look. This is mine. Can he break into pieces like this?
No.
It's impossible. Is this soft? Is this pliable? Is this weak? But the strongest man cannot tear.
Just give him a scissor.
No scissors. I said use the strongest man you have in your mind to tear it. Just like this. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So just now what did I say? Don't be wise to not what?
Challenge
The cloth. Okay? Be wise. Don't challenge the piece of cloth. Okay? Cloth is very wise. What is cloth made of? Threads. Interwoven threads. Okay? So, yourself, what to say? Now, how would you like if other people from other groups to come bully us bully our temple? You like it? How would you like if other people come and threaten our temple? You like it? Yeah. We don't like, right? What would you do?
Beat him up.
Beat them up and or scold them. Say, stop it! Oh, what else?
Pray for them.
Huh?
Pray
Pray?
for them.
Okay, pray is okay. A little bit slow. Pray is okay, but a little bit slow.
Okay.
Right? Oh, Energizer battery not very energized. Right? So what was I talking about?
Someone's threatening the temple,
Yeah. So you would defend and you would this, you would that, right?
or you can invite them in for food.
Yes, or you invite them for food,
Tea.
tea. Now, do you yourself bully and verbally abuse each other, those people who come to the temple? There are people who are righteous and who judge other people. Maybe just because you look different from me, or just because you speak or talk different from me, just because you dress different from me, just because you pronounce things different from me, I don't understand you, I don't like you, I don't accept you, I see you, I don't have to like you. Is that bullying?
Yes.
Is that something? So you see, we try to fend ourselves from outside, but inside infighting. Oh, come on. That's ridiculous. Do you understand? Right? So when it comes to Dharma practice, don't say nasty things to each other. Don't say nasty things to each other. Support. Don't judge. Don't see the differences, but unite with the common ground. Okay? This is mind training. Because if you don't give yourself a chance and you don't give other people a chance, you may be really the one that is destroying the work of your guru. Right? So, we ourselves, how hard we are, how this, how that, we really need to reflect. How we want to. So the main thing is also how we behave or choose to believe. Or like some people believe they are gay, or believe they are straight, or believe they are bisexual, or believe they are transsexual, or believe they are this or that. And they come to me and tell me how they suffer, how they this, how they that, and you know how I answer them. How much time do you do your activity that so classifies you? Do you mean your whole life is just about identifying yourself as gay or straight or bi or transsexual or lesbian or this? Your whole life, that is one thing that you want to spend your life and your energy and do that? I say, I don't care about your sexuality. I care about your humanity, your spirituality. Don't let anybody's sexuality screw themselves. Do you understand? Love all. Okay? So, if you know anybody who is gay or straight or lesbian or whatever, transsexual, what cross-dress and everything, and if they want to come to the temple, most welcome. Never, never reject anybody. Another thing is about using our past experience to impose on other people. In, out of temple, anywhere, it's the same. Your karmic lesson may not be other people's karmic lesson. You understand? Yeah. And so, accept that there are different types of conditioning and everything, and have a big heart. Big heart. Yeah. Big heart, yes. I have to learn to curl my tongue. Any other questions? Or any other comments?
Just one last. If somebody comes into the temple, this temple, and desecrates the statue of the Buddha, what should we do? Those of us who are in this temple, this person who wants to desecrate the
I don't think anybody would desecrate the statue of Buddha, number one. So, anyway, if that person really come with the intention to desecrate, that person will come in a time when there's nobody in the temple. And on my side, if already desecrated, then already desecrated. Then which ourselves, we rejoice, we got more opportunity to put more gold. Yeah. Right? So is earthquake desecration? Earthquake. Right? So, but I can say earthquake is a natural phenomena of desecration of many things. What makes the Buddha holy is if the Buddha statue can bring out the Buddha nature in you. If the Buddha nature make you even more craving, more anger, more jealous, more proud, more everything, then really something need to realign, serious realignment. Need to send to workshop for servicing. You understand? Yeah. If somebody really want to desecrate, yeah, I'm around, I will talk that person out. But the really person want to be forced to desecrate with a gun and everything, you go ahead if it make you happy. If you really want to do it, you go ahead. After you leave, I just redo again. It's just like making sand mandala, right? So very interesting thing happened when we learn make sand mandala. Yeah, break time because we do on the floor. Then one wild dog and cat come. And then you can expect after lunch come back the devastation. And what happened? Together my Dharma brother, the senior, he said, oh, come sweep it up, let's start again. You know? Start again? Yeah, just start again. No anger, no everything, nothing. Then another time, I heard the monks doing Zen mandala in America, right? And then there was a little child running and playing, and then they just walked away. Da, 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 da. I think the monks also, oh, never mind, just sweep it up, and then we do all again. That is the meaning of creation of the holy sacred mind and world and mind. My experience was, I don't know whether it's cat or dog. I think dog because the paw's quite big. And then the tail I think wagging. So, the tail wagging behind, and then because the temple dog not so small, so the yeah. And so just do again. If you don't give yourself a chance to do again, ultimately we are the one at loss. If you don't give yourself the chance, the opportunity to build the temple here, or build a stupa here, or create things here, you people are at the loss. See? If you don't give yourself a chance to renounce and accept Buddha into your life, you are at the loss. You are at the loss, not Buddha. If you are the one who hide in the building and not go for sunshine, you are at the loss, not the sun. Right? That's all, folks. This one cartoon, right? There's all the cartoon behind. That's all, folks. Yeah. Okay? So may the precious body mind, the not yet born, rise and grow. May that born have no decline, but increase forevermore.